All right, question number 2. Dr. Islam, what is car sickness and how can you avoid it? So car sickness it sucks. It is terrible, especially if you're going on that long drive. I know some of you guys may be traveling during the Christmas holidays. I know some of you guys may be going on long distances, maybe not taking an airplane, but maybe actually traveling in a car. So you may be wondering, you may be one that actually suffers from motion sickness, or you may be one that has family members that are suffering as well. So why do people actually get motion sickness? What actually happens is that you actually have conflicting information between different sensory inputs, what your eyes see and what your body is doing. So for example, for a lot of people who have motion sickness, they just see things moving and moving and moving through their eyes, but their body's not doing anything. And it's that disconnect between what you actually see and what your body realizes is going on, or in actuality what is going on, that causes people to get motion sickness. It is such a terrible thing to have. One of my kids very commonly gets motion sickness whenever we go on long rides. So I feel like I'm an expert on this because I have to help treat my kids when it comes to that as well. So if you're one of those that actually gets motion sickness, or you're worried that this may be you, here are my tips to help out with that. Number 1, there are a lot of over-the-counter options to help out with motion sickness, like antihistamines, patches, things like that. They work well, and we typically recommend for you to take this before you go on your trip so that you don't have those issues when you're actually traveling. If you take it prophylactically before you go on your trip, that's going to hopefully minimize that motion sickness you may get whenever you are traveling. Number 2, take herbal treatments. They actually do work to help out with the nausea and the motion sickness issues that can occur. Things like ginger tea, peppermint tea, chamomile tea. These things work. They actually have good evidence behind them to help out with gut issues, nausea, and motion sickness as well. Number 3, consider getting some fresh air. Roll down that window, get that air in you. That actually will help out when it comes to not feeling that motion sickness, getting you feeling better as well. Number 4, kind of a trick that I learned. You want to gaze off on that distant horizon. Look far away, not the things that are rapidly moving through, but maybe at that mountain, that hill off in the horizon. If you gaze off that way, that's going to help minimize the motion sickness that you're having as well. Number 5, make sure you are traveling in the right location. So for example, if you get motion sickness, sit in the front of the car, in the passenger seat, or if you can't, sit next to a window. Don't sit next to a car or next to a tire that's driving. Try and sit in the front, next to the window as much as you can so you can see exactly what's going on. Typically in the back, in the middle seats, tends to be the worst places to get whenever you get motion sickness. And then lastly, I would not recommend for you to use your smartphone or to read whenever you're traveling if you're having motion sickness. That movement of your eyes, that scrolling of your phone that's occurring is going to contribute to the motion sickness problem. Let me know in the comments down below if you've had problems with this. Would you add anything else? Would you change anything when it comes to treatment, or what things you guys have done when it comes to motion sickness as well?